Why are women often the first to leave relationships?
Good question.
I think that women are often the first to leave relationships because our communication tends to be a little bit more direct and clear. So we're often the first ones that's saying that there's issues and we're giving you a chance to work on it. And we're giving you a chance to work on it. And we're giving you a chance to work on it. So by the time we actually leave, it's like you forced our hand or we had been mentally left because you wasn't doing anything to keep me here. So it might look like she just got up one day and all of a sudden the love is gone because you wasn't paying attention. Y'all don't be listening. What's not clicking, Steven? Like you gotta pay attention to her mind and her heart gonna leave before her feet every time.
Are you sure about that? He asked, why are women more likely to be the first to leave relationships? I think since here we talk about relationships from a marriage perspective very often, I'll take that angle instead because it's the same in marriage. In fact, I would say it's even more common in marriages. And to say that the reason that happens is because women are better at communicating directly is exactly what I would expect. My question would be, well, why is it then that if you remove incentives like they have in states like Kentucky for support, child support guaranteed, right, and a bias that goes towards the mother after divorce, why is it that all of a sudden divorce rates start to drop? Could there be that there are certain structures set up that incentivize women to see divorce and leaving relationships, marriage in specific, and that is why they leave? If we took away those incentives, would they still leave at the same rate? I don't think they would leave at the same rate.
That's why it looks like we leave first, but we be in it with y'all trying, fighting for our lives. All of my life I had to fight. We be trying, and y'all be sitting there like, I mean, she ain't going nowhere. And then when she goes somewhere, now it look like, yeah, women is the first one to leave. She tried to stay. What did you do to keep her? That be the thing.
You also have women. Y'all ready to get mad at me? You also have women who do leave prematurely. You have women who
Sounds like she's about to serve some coffee.
Who don't have wise counsel. You have women who have abandonment and rejection wounds. You have women who are escape artists and they practice escapism. You have women who but you do have women who they're so afraid of rejection that they jump ship first. You have women who have abandonment wounds, and so to avoid feeling any sense of abandonment, they jump ship as soon as they get anxious or as soon as something seems like a threat. When people have trauma, their nervous system now responds to many things like it is a threat. Like anything, this can be a man sighing, a man not texting you back, a man not calling you, a man hanging out with his homeboys a couple of hours, and then you decide you want to leave the relationship.
But how much power would all these trauma and, avoidant attachment, how much power would those all have if you took away the incentive for divorce?
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Listen, I don't think it would have the same effect or power. All of a sudden, they're thinking straight. All of a sudden, if they think, okay, so I'm not the breadwinner in this relationship, marriage, and if I initiate divorce, that means we get default 50-50 custody, 50-50 legal custody as well. So that puts me at risk of paying child support to him. Then I might go to jail if I'm not able to pay that child support, lose my license. Babe, let's work this out. Let's work this out. Maybe we could get through this. Where are those vows again that I said on my wedding day? I think we could work something out. A quick word about the sponsor of this channel, fathershaverights.com. While having a conversation with one of the expert attorneys in our prenup guide, he made a pretty shocking statement. He said, everyone has a prenup when they get married. He went on to say they're called divorce laws. And if you don't draft your own prenup, the government writes one for you. That means politicians and courts you have never met will decide what happens if your marriage ends. And while every husband, like myself, hopes that our marriage ends till death do us part, the reality is over 50% of marriages today end in divorce. So the real question here is, do you trust strangers to write your prenup, or do you want to write it with the woman you are marrying? If you'd like to take charge and learn how to draft your own prenup, hit the link pinned to the top of the comments section and take the first step in securing your marriage today.
Also, the bad thing especially because I'm a woman, I've done this before, is being around the wrong counsel. You're being around
TikTok.
women for one, you got women who are in the streets, you don't need to be getting counsel from them, but you also got women who are projecting their trauma into your relationship. And you also have frenemies as well. You also have the people, those supposed friends who want to see your downfall. And because they are not happy with their own life, they want to make you miserable, because misery, y'all know it, misery enjoys company. And so, baby, you was completely right? On your end, you were absolutely right, because that's true. But we are not going to take away from the fact that there really are some women who be damaging relationships that are actually good for them. They be sabotaging because of their own fears.
All right. Hey, she said it. Let's read a few of these comments. Top commenter says, when we communicate, they call it nagging, she says. Communication, when it comes to men, is only nagging when it's not accompanied with two things. Affirmation about the things that that man is doing right? Because if you're constantly bringing up what's wrong and that's the only thing you notice, because everything can't possibly be wrong. But without affirmation acknowledging what is being done and appreciated, then it's easily to view everything you bring up as nagging if you're somebody who's dealing with this in your relationship. The second one is not everything needs to be addressed, because trust and believe. There are plenty of times when men just let things go. And part of it may be because they don't have the bandwidth to deal with that problem. They've realized, it's not worth the argument. But is it always worth the argument for you? And you got to sit down and ask yourself, those two things. Give that man some time to breathe. And some women just don't understand that.
Say to the fellas, by the time a woman actually breaks up with you, you be like, she moved on so fast. It ain't so fast. This woman has probably been mentally breaking up with you for the last 6 months. You were just too oblivious to notice. So what I'm telling you is, when this woman is giving you the verbal hints that she needs you to change, take heed. Because the very moment she stopped trying to get you to work on a relationship, she stopped trying to get you to see the seriousness as to why you need to pay attention to the dumbass you doing, you gonna think things are getting better because she's no longer nagging you. Really, what that means is she is mentally checking out. When she stopped caring about the bullshit you doing, that's when you know you really need the mother change. And you gonna be talking to your boys. We ain't even got no problems no more. No, she just ain't saying shit no more. She is mentally breaking up with you. When a woman finally, emotionally and mentally checks out of the relationship, she gone, bro. Surprise. How can a woman be soft in a relationship with you when you are emotionally unavailable? You are not soft in your communication with her. You do not handle her with care. You are rough, angry, dismissive. She has to be hard in a relationship with you. There's no trust. But yet and still you want her to let her hands off the steering wheel. If you want a feminine woman, become more of a masculine man.
This woman here says we leave mentally before we leave physically. Another comment here says because she's got a man already. Here's somebody else who says when women's fed up. Here's somebody else who added you wasn't paying attention. Here's somebody else who says both are correct.
Never underestimate how fast a woman will cut you off for making her feel like she's begging for your love. And it's not going to be overnight, but when it happens, it'll be fast, like a thief in the night. And it's funny because men always regret losing this type of woman. Not the one that's going to get revenge and sleep around to get her lick back, but the one who knows what she brings to the table and isn't afraid to eat alone. Yeah, these are hindsight 2020 women. The ones a lot of men don't even believe exist until they felt the pain in their chest from losing one. She'll walk away from your disrespect without looking back for your reaction. She's the one that's going to ignore men every day because she loves you, but if you fumble her, then you'll become one of those men that she's ignoring. And your begging won't be a bargaining chip once you've crossed her boundaries because she knows she gave you every chance to get it right until you ran out of chances and she told you to get out. See, ego and insecurity will cause an immature man to misinterpret this woman's loyalty as too good to be true. Like she's just gonna up and leave, like she's just weighing better options. Whole time, she's only weighing your effort. And if it's adding up to the bare minimum, then it's going to be you that she subtracts. Because, man, you don't lose this kind of woman when your money ain't right or when another man comes along. You lose this type of woman when you start acting like she ain't much to lose. And then she'll show you better than she can tell you.
Another person here added, by the time we leave, we are mentally, emotionally checked out every time. Another person who says, I can't believe this is a real question. Really? Here's another person who says she always started arguments. Always the same thing.
Is it true women check out of relationships months before
Yes.
the breakup?
100%.
You already knew where I was going.
100%. 100,000,000%. Women,
How does a man know that you've already checked out?
I think she probably would have communicated it, even maybe not in so many words, but I think your actions would show. I think women in love are like babies. Like men in love are like babies, but women in love are just like helpless little babies. They want to be around you all the time. They want to speak to you all the time. Like hearing your voice makes my day better. Seeing you makes my day better. If I don't want to be around you anymore, if I'm not blowing up your phone anymore, I've checked out. If it's been a week and I'm not really asked to spend any time with you, I've checked out. If I'm not texting you, baby, how's your day? I'm gone. My mind's gone. That's why a lot of women find it easier to move on after a relationship than men do, because they've already left. Women leave mentally before they physically leave. A lot of women do anyway, naturally, because I think they exert all their energy. They put everything into it until they're literally like, I cannot physically do this anymore. And they'll still stay and they'll still try, but mentally they're gone.
This next comment here says, love that both sides were presented. I will say that when it comes to women, there is something that they are very well at being attuned to, and that's recognizing, like, socially, women can better sense when needs are emotionally not met. And if you're somebody who wants to have a healthy relationship, then there is a place where that's valued, right? And a woman can be beneficial and she can call that out ahead of time. Recently, for example, I showed a video that talked about how the divorce rate in the military for Navy SEALs was like at 100%. And there was a lot I said about that. But one of the things that kind of connect to this conversation was the time that those couples are not afforded because, you know, somebody's off in deployment. Typically, most times it's the man, and they lose the relationship and friendship with one another. And one thing women are really good at doing is detecting when there's a lack of time spent, because that's how they usually judge the quality of the relationship. And I'm sure you guys, I'm preaching to the choir, you've heard it, the whole we need to spend more time together. Somebody else, he says, Kitty Rose, on point. That is me. I fight with that all the time. If I feel rejected, I feel the need to remove myself because it's been like that since I was little.
Y'all, imagine being married, asking for a divorce for a specific reason, and then regretting that shit later. Okay, so there was this woman on TikTok who made a video about her friend. So her and her friend went out recently, and her friend was married for 11 years to a man that she thought they were going to be together forever and ever and ever, because they were just a super cute couple. They had a really good dynamic, and they got along really well and never had crazy issues, right? So but she's now divorced and has been divorced for 3 years. And so she asks her, like, oh, like, why did you end up, getting divorced? And she said, well, I am the one who asked for the divorce because I got bored. She said the relationship got really boring. She was a stay-at-home mom. All he did was work. And they were well off. So this guy is putting in a lot of hours and a lot of, work time, so that way they can live the comfortable life they were living, okay? He paying all the bills. So she said she got bored always being home, taking care of the kids, and not really having them time or doing like spontaneous fun stuff. Well, she would tell him about it, and he would try to take her out and try to do stuff, but it just felt like it wasn't enough, and it wasn't the same for her that, like it used to be when you're in a fresh relationship. What up, bitch? It's been 11 years. Spice it up. You do something. Anyway, so she asked for a divorce. He gave it to her, and she's been dating for these past 3 years, and so she asks her, how's it been? How's the dating life been, okay? And she tells her, honestly, it's been trash. It was fun at first, but now it's not fun because I'm looking for something serious now, and no guys want to take shit serious. All they want to do is have fun, right? Club, bar, let's go out, let's do this, let's travel, let's do that. It's always go. And that is what she wanted in the beginning, but that's not what she wants now, 3 years later, right? So now she's like, I want to get serious with someone, and I want someone to help me with my kids and help me, and I don't fucking know. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom again, okay? What she wanted was her old life that she chose to give up for some fun, temporary fun at that, right? So she left this good-ass man for bullshit just to regret it. And he has been now in a relationship for 2 years of the 3 years they've been divorced. So a year he took to himself, then he found someone, and he's been with that person for 2 years. She is now moved in. She is now living the life that this woman once was living. And she herself has 2 kids, so he's helping her with her kids and his kids. And she's kind of like offended by that. Shorty, you gave him up. He got every right to be happy. And he was a good one because somebody cuffed him up real fucking quick and knew how to keep him. So all I gotta say is, if you got a good man, keep him. Keep him. Be bored, bitch. Figure it out.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link pinned to the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.